Hi everyone,
Hello.
are you ready to elevate yourself with your elevated speech? A very warm welcome to meeting number 68 of the Gabbys International Toastmasters Club. I'm Sunil Gupta, your Sergeant Arms for today's evening. As a Sergeant Arms, it's my duty and responsibility to highlight some key points and guidelines for the meeting. The meeting is scheduled for a duration of 2 hours. And to elevate yourself with your speeches, elevated speeches, be with us for the entire duration. And I can see that there are only 2 videos are on. I request everyone, please switch on your videos and keep your audios off. However, you can turn on your audio when you are called to speak or you need to speak. Regarding the topics of sex, religion, and politics, even though Toastmasters International doesn't put any restriction on speaking on these topics. At the Gabbys Toastmasters Club, we always humbly request all the speakers and role takers to be mindful and responsible and abstain from expressing any controversial views on these sensitive topics. In line with the Toastmasters International, our club mission is to provide a positive and supportive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now, it's time to call upon today's presiding officer. Today's presiding officer is Jaspreet Kaur. She is a coach and POXO trainer who helps build inclusive workplace. She's also a communication and workplace skills coach. She's an English faculty who has helped so far more than 2,000 students to ace their board exams. So please put your hands together to welcome today's presiding officer and the president of the club, Toastmaster Jaspreet Kaur. Over to you, Jaspreet.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sunil Gupta, the Sergeant at Arms of the day, for starting the meeting right on time and setting the right pace before we start. So big round of applause for Toastmaster Sunil. With this, I declare meeting number 68 of the Gabbys International Toastmasters Club to order. Welcome each one of you, Toastmasters, newly joined, visiting Toastmasters and guests to this meeting of our club today. And I also welcome, I can see one of them, very recent Toastmasters, the ones who've joined the Gabbys family, Toastmaster Gurdit and Toastmaster Shravan Kumar. I can't see Shravan Kumar here, although we all know he has been a regular guest at Gabbys. And Gurdit is here. Gurdit, are you the one who's joined recently? Is it the same Gurdit?
Hey, hi. Yes.
Yes. So you've joined very recently. I think this is your first meeting.
Yes. I have joined. Before yesterday, I have joined.
Pardon, I couldn't hear you. Can you just repeat that again?
Day before yesterday, I have joined. This is the first
You've
meeting
joined. So is this your
with
first
Gabby.
ever Toastmasters meeting? Is this your
No, I have
first Toast?
attended other guest meetings.
All right, as a guest, fine. So I welcome you to the Gabbys
Yes.
family. I even welcome Toastmaster Shravan Kumar in absentia. And Gurdeep, you've joined. So what are the expectations that you have?
My expectation, I will say that I'll be having better public speaking skills, the main aim that I had before joining the club. This is the primary reason that I was looking to join a club. Uh, the public speaking skills that the level that I want to achieve.
All right. Great. Great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Gurpreet. I hope you are able to achieve that and rather much more than what you expected when you joined the club. Now we have Vipul as well with us. Vipul, can you just unmute and come up on camera?
Hello everyone.
Hello. Again, I guess a new member at Gabbys?
Yes, second
Yes. So
meeting.
this is your first meeting, second meeting, or now the count is gone? You've been attending.
No, I attended two meetings as a guest, and after I became the member, this is my second meeting.
All right, very good. So welcome you again over here. And what is the expectation? Public speaking or something more, or just like that, a good time pass? What is it?
No, I just want to become a good communicator. I think being good at communication helps in every area of your life. So I think if I can improve over that, then it can help me become a better version of myself.
You already are a good speaker. Let's hope you become even better than this.
Thank you.
Welcome you over here once again. Now, I would want to call upon Toastmaster Ilios, a Toastmaster who visits meetings all across the world, different clubs, different time zones, and he does not miss our meeting as well. So, Toastmaster Ilios, if I could have something from you, a quick 30 seconds, something that brings you back to Gabbys again and again. A quick 30 seconds, if you could.
Okay, yes. Thank you for bringing me up to the stage, and I really love about Gaby's meeting, and it's enjoyable. So hopefully I can learn from all of you here to about humor. About the day. Thank you. That's good.
All right. Thank you so much, Ilios. But I would have really preferred Ilios on screen rather than this, because the ones who don't know Ilios is a master in expressions. He takes you along with him when he's talking of something, a balloon seller or an ice cream person or anything. So he brings, or even the Tom and Jerry thing, Ilios, I remember that, the table topic given to you. So he is a master of expressions. There's a lot that we learn from one another. So with this, let's move on further to the next part. Now, we are here at a Toastmasters club. So just for the ones who are very new, so Toastmasters is a kind of setup where public speaking, where leadership is what we get to practice, we experience, and we learn for ourselves to better our skills at it. And this was started 100 years back by Dr. Ralph C. Smedley, and today it is across the world that we have various Toastmasters club, and Gabbys happens to be one such club. But the best part about Gabbys is that we are a family, one family having three different clubs. That is where our strength lies. Three different clubs meeting thrice a week, and yes, giving ample ground to all the members to uh, practice their speaking skills, to practice their leadership skills, and even to hone them up with time. And every now and then, we keep on experimenting on different things to become better at it, to improve our own game. And one recent things which the regular guests must have seen is that we meet thrice a week. And these 3 days we have bifurcated for different kinds of styles. Tuesday meeting is a bit different, where we have extensive evaluation, one speaker being evaluated by two evaluators. Now, what is special about our Thursday meeting? Many of you know, many of you do not. So Thursday meeting, one thing that happens is it's a special meeting. We have an educational speaker from across the world, at times from within the club and at times from other clubs across the world, telling us about different nuances of whatever we want to learn. So based on the need of the members, people are brought in for an educational session. That is one thing. Now, another thing that we are going to practice in the Thursday meeting is that we will have a table topic marathon. We will have speeches every now and then, but decided on a pattern that we'll have table topic marathon. So there are many people over here who would love to have that. So please keep on joining and please keep on experimenting on that and working on enhancing your impromptu speaking skills. So today is one such day that the educational session will be followed by the table topic marathon. All right. So yes, it is a special meeting today. And today we have somebody in-house, distinguished Toastmaster Aparna Raja will be taking up an educational session with us. So this is going to be one of its kind, a wonderful session by a great person who is there from within the Gabbys family. But before that, I would like to hand it over to the Toastmaster of the day, who would take it further ahead from here. The Toastmaster of the day is Toastmaster Priya. Toastmaster Priya Singh is a marketing professional and business management academician. She has a deep passion for creative writing, poetry, and purposeful service. She also has a podcast, Soulful Scrolls. She joined the Gabbys just some time back as she wanted to enhance her public speaking skills and grow as an influential voice to make a positive difference and also to inspire the others. We wish that you grow by leaps and bounds, Toastmaster Priya. And with this, over to you. The virtual stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jaspreet, for a wonderful introduction. A very good evening to all fellow Toastmasters and guests here. I think we've all had a very long day, but why is everybody serious? Why so serious? So let us try now to unwind and relax a bit, create a lighter mood, elevate our moods with some crazy jokes. I'll ask you a question and request you all to just answer impromptu, whatever comes to your mind. The first question is, which is the astronaut's favorite part of the computer keyboard?
Space.
Now,
Excellent, superb. Why did the strawberry cry? Any guesses? Because he found himself in a jam. Why couldn't the leopard play hide and seek?
He was always spotted.
Excellent. And what is 1st of April called?
April Fool.
Superb. I can already see smiles on people's faces with that word April Fool, because it brings back memories of tricks and pranks that we've always done or experienced during that day. So we'll come back to that a little later. But yes, definitely in our very hectic life today, where we have schedules and commitments and meetings and travel, we find it very difficult to unwind. But it's very, very essential to take a break, to smile, relax, rejuvenate, and elevate ourselves. We also need a structure and purpose in our life, because if we don't have a structure, then we are going to worry for every little and small thing that, affects us. Don't you all agree? So here at the Gabbys International Toastmasters, we all come together every week to share, learn, smile, laugh, and grow together as a community. In fact, we also follow a structure and a purpose in every meeting. So I'll begin this session by first introducing the structure of today's meeting. We have 3 segments. The first segment is the educational segment, followed by the table topic segment, and then the evaluation segment. As time is of essence, we have Toastmaster Sanjana JP, who will be the timer for today's meeting. Toastmaster Sanjana JP, do we have you?
Am I audible?
Yes. Sanjana JP is pursuing law at the Bangalore Institute of Legal Studies. A few of her hobbies are sketching, painting, reading, playing badminton, and competing in marathons. She joined the Toastmasters to improve her communication skills and overcome the fear of public speaking. Over to you, Sanjana, for explaining your role and rules of the timer. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. So as a timer, I will time the education session on the table topics. For the table topics, it'll be I'll show the green card at I'll show the green card at 1 minute. I'll show the yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red card at 2 minutes. And for the education session, I'll show the green card at 20 minutes and yellow card at 30 minutes and red card at 38 minutes. And I will give the report at the end of the meeting when called upon to do so.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjana, for explaining the timer rules. Now, without further ado, let's begin. We are all aiming to become better versions of ourselves. Every single day, we want to elevate and move to the next level, whether it's in our professional growth or our personal growth. But tell me, how do we improve on ourselves? How do we get to know of our weaknesses? Can we do this on our own? I'm sure it's not possible for us to improve. And, though we may introspect, we are not able to understand what exactly are the areas we need to improve and become, work on our weaknesses. And that is why feedback and evaluation plays a very important role for us. And it gives us the right direction in which we need to work and elevate our performance, our work, and other things. So in today's session, we are extremely fortunate to have a very distinguished personality who will enlighten us on the theme of evaluate to elevate. Let's put our hands together to welcome distinguished Toastmaster Aparna Raja, who is here to enlighten us on this beautiful topic, which I'm sure will benefit all of us. Aparna Raja is a hippie at heart, mom at home, student by day, coach and speaker at all times. DTM Aparna has a penchant for everything related to people and communication. She believes with time, effort, and a little support, everyone can become better than their best. She was the past district table topic champion and ISC first runner-up, evaluation finalist at the district, and has won several other awards along the way. So let's welcome distinguished Toastmaster Aparna Raja. I hand over the virtual stage to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Priya. Boy, it feels good to be back here at the Gabbys after a long time and to see those faces. I would like to see many more faces, so please do feel free to turn on your cameras. It would be wonderful. With that, you must have heard about the segment, right? We're going to be speaking about how to elevate our evaluation. Now, by raise of hands, tell me, how many of you kind of take a step back when you hear evaluation? Yeah, right? I know, I can see a few hands and the rest probably sitting on the fence thinking, no, maybe. But I'll tell you what, it's completely understandable, especially playing a role like evaluation where you're expected to give feedback in such a way that the other person feels good about it. But you're not giving all good things to them. You're going to tell them areas to work on, but you have to do it in a nice way. Tricky, isn't it? Right. And that is where we are here to speak a little bit more about it. So before the session, I was speaking with a few members of the club and I was asking, so how is the club mix here? And how is it? Do we have a lot of new people? Do we have a lot of veterans? Although I'm part of the club, it's been a while. And so I wanted to know. And I was told that most of them know the basics of evaluation. And that's a good thing. However, evaluation itself is only that much. You hear the speech and you give it out to them in forms of recommendations, commendations, and you summarize. It's pretty much that. Anyone can do it because it's even one of our first projects. However, the trick lies in doing it in such a way that you stand out. Doing it in such a way that the speaker feels motivated by what you're telling them and they want to run and do their next speech. Doing it in such a way that it can be a game changer for every speaker. And this is a skill we have to develop. Right? So let's talk a little bit more about it. Today, I wanted to go through the basics of evaluation, run through it. And as we are doing it, I want to speak about the best practices at every point. And finally, I want to speak about one thing which I've always felt we've all fallen short of. Every good speaker, and in fact, people who win actually do very well on this. And I will tell you what that is when we get there. So to begin the session, it's going to be a 40-minute session where you're going to hear me yap away for 40 minutes. So feel free to write down notes, take down notes, or simply chill, because there are not going to be any PPTs. I think it should be more face-to-face, followed by 10 minutes of Q&A. Ask me any question. If you have any questions, you can always drop it on the chat box as well as we are going about. And then if it is relevant, I will take it right away and answer as well. With that, let's begin. Basic question. What is evaluation? Just go for it. What is evaluation? Give me a few words. Feel free
Giving
to
constructive
A gift.
feedback.
Sorry.
Giving
Ilyas,
constructive feedback.
Constructive feedback. Yes. Ilyas, you
Give
said
to
something.
our speaker.
Sorry?
Give to our speaker.
Absolutely. It better be a gift, right? And that's what we're working at, to make it a gift for them. What else? What else is it?
Commendations.
Assess.
Yes. Yes. It is all of that and so much more. Right.
To become better version.
To become a better version. Absolutely. Yes. All of that. So here's the thing. Evaluation is nothing but an insightful, helpful, positive guide for the speaker. Simple. So that they can take their speech to the next level. Insightful, helpful, and importantly, positive. We often forget that. As we become better speakers, we forget that there can be people who are yet to catch up. So we better be positive. So insightful, helpful, positive guide to become better speakers. Now, that is the textbook definition. We often forget another side of it. Every evaluation has two goals. One, for the speaker whom you are evaluating, to make them a better speaker, to give them an idea of how the audience perceives them so that they can do it better. The second part is for you to become a better listener and someone who's able to give back the sarest of messages in the nicest of ways. This is one thing we often forget. Every evaluation is also a performance, a speech. Every single evaluation is a speech. It's as good as your international speeches that you do, your long length speeches, your TTs. It is a speech in itself. And that is something we should never lose sight of. As a speaker, what are the things you generally do? You ensure you have a central message, which is passed out clearly in the best way packed, and it is ended well. Has an introduction, body, conclusion. Evaluation is expected to have all of that for it to sound and come across as a wholesome evaluation, right? So I'll just park that idea. When we speak about it, you'll know why I'm saying all of that. We'll go, okay, these are not new. Most of you know all of this, but I'm just reiterating for the newer members. Now, let's break the session into 3 parts. I'm going to be speaking about before your evaluation, during your evaluation, and after the evaluation, what are the things we do, and we'll go about it so that there's better retention. Now, before any speech evaluation, what do? We get to know what is the speaker speaking about, which level, which project, what is the purpose of this speech. This is so important. We all know the purpose. We know it is important, but many times just before the speech, we glance at it. However, this is something that needs to be thought over. So give yourself a little time to think about the purpose and connect it to the speaker. What do I mean? Evaluation has to be evaluated at the level of the speaker. For example, let us say we have Gurpreet Singh who's joined us, and he's going to be doing a level 1 speech. And we have Meeta ma'am who's already done one part, and she does a level 1 speech. I'm just giving an example, Meeta. It's not the same. The evaluation cannot be the same, right? Gurpreet is just getting onto that journey. You have to keep that in mind. Sometimes what happens, we get very enthused and we are like, I want to show all that I know, which is great. You know it. But what you have to see is it a good fit for that particular speaker? Please do not lose track of that. You might know the world. You might be the best. You might be the district champion of evaluation. But when you do his evaluation, the primary goal is what you tell him should motivate him to do his next speech. And importantly, it should be actionable for him. Actionable is something we'll be talking about a little bit more. All of that I tell him should be actionable. We will talk a little bit more on this. So what do you do before? You collect the purpose, think through, understand at what level is the speaker. If he's someone you've had the opportunity to connect with before, then you know a little bit more. You can find out what are his aspirations, connect it, use all of that. Evaluation is an honest effort to make that person a better speaker. It's an honest effort. Forget winning the best evaluator. That is just the byproduct. If it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, it's okay. But let him get his money's worth, his time's worth, and have that push to do a better speech. So before we collect the purpose, everything about the speaker that you can collect, have all of that ready. If you've done that path, think about it and understand what were your difficulties. Please keep all of that handy. This is pivotal to make the evaluation really good. Now, in a contest, since we have the contest season coming and some of you might go, all of this is not possible because you won't even know who the speaker is, right? In that case, you just go with a blank mind and you think, I'm going to give the best I can for the speaker to make it better, okay? And it's a full-on performance. So that is slightly different. Now, after this, what do you do? Before, so when I say before your evaluation speech, the speaker comes in, the speaker speaks. I know everybody notes down. I hope you all note down. Please don't just listen and give feedback. It can never be given like that. For good feedback, a little effort is needed. So, as and when the speaker is speaking, have your books out. Book out or your phone out, whatever is your cup of tea, have it out. And start writing important points. Now, I'll tell you what I do. My best practices, you'll see if it works for you, but there are many ways to do it. I write what I see, what I hear, and what I feel. This works very well for me. What I see. So what I see is your gestures, your expressions, micro expressions, maybe a prop, usage of it, how they're using their hand, their positioning, all those things, which we say body language, all of that comes under what I see. And the props, everything you see, their presentation and things like that. Next is what I hear. What do you think comes under what I hear? Vocal variety, stressing, language. How well is your language written? The story they're talking about. How well have they constructed it? Right? Everything you hear. The key messages, the word plays, everything. Every little thing you hear. And finally, what I feel. What I feel is, as I was listening to them, how did I feel? Now, understand this. Can we capture all of this as we are listening to the speaker? It's not fully possible because there's only that much we can do. So what generally people do is they listen keenly. If they feel there is something important, they jot it down under that column. Like say they've used this excellent usage, a phrase they've said, or they've done this beautiful gimmick there. They said something and maybe winked, which added a lot of value, which something like that, something very smart, very funny, very tricky, or maybe even something which was not appropriate, whatever. Only those things which you think you have to remember, jot them down, right? You still haven't given your speech. Now, this is one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is writing, say, the positives and the negatives. So I do both, depending on where I am and how fast I'm able to do. If it's a lengthier speech and something which, if it's someone who's just started out, I normally do the positive and the negative because it's only that much, don't want to really scrutinize. Or the other way you can do. So it's your call, try both, see what works for you. And after that, you've written it down, you get this time to think. Oftentimes they tell you, do you want to give the evaluation immediately? Please don't go for it. If you really want to do justice to the speaker, please don't. Take your time. Give them as much time as possible. And when you're doing it, you're actually becoming an excellent evaluator. Trust me, if you do the process. This time between after hearing the speaker and before you give your speech is pivotal. Now, when you're listening to the speaker, please have your cameras on. It's a best practice. If you can, please. They will look at you. You are the person primarily observing. And if you don't have your camera on, how would they think, right? So it's just a matter of courtesy. Please have your camera on if you can, and nod, smile, give the needed expression. Let them have an anchor point. Believe me, for a new speaker, this can be crucial. For someone, say, I've come up with this excellent joke and I've cracked it. No one is laughing in the audience. Didn't it land? They didn't hear me. I know nothing, right? But the evaluator is keenly listening. While you're going to smile, you're going to give that nod, give them that reassurance by this speaking. So when the speaker's on, best practice. Now, I wouldn't do this before. Even I didn't know this. And a very senior Toastmaster actually advised me and said, Aparna, doesn't matter how good of an evaluator you are, if you can't turn on your camera, you just don't have manners. He was very blunt. And it makes sense, right? It makes sense. I'm making the speech and I'm banking on you. Keep your. So these are the little things, keep it in mind. And that speaker will do much better than they aimed for. You're that anchor. So keep it on and listen. So the speech is done. You have your time. Go back to that column, whichever you've chosen, whether you've chosen that I feel, I see, I hear, or the positive, negative, or anything else that you might have. Please feel free. Go fill it out. Sit back, go through the speech, think through the speech. How did it go through? Where did they start? What happened? There is something that happens in this time if you're able to think through that speech clearly. Things you didn't notice will come up. On the whole, what happened there? I'll tell you why you need to do this. A speaker like me, I'm a performing speaker. I'm very energetic on screen. I come, I have hand movements. Ye hai, wo hai. I'll speak some language and I'll do gestures and drama and natak, and maybe I'll wow you and I'll be, oh, wow, what a speaker. I'm just hoping, okay? Say you say that after the speech. But when you sit back and listen, you'll feel, oh my God, that speech made no sense. She started telling us about something. She went somewhere and then she came. She didn't even finish those points. These are the points that will come into picture if you think. Or it could be a speaker who is just, who's at, subpar. Even I've been there. So say I've done speeches which has been very ordinary speeches, like nothing great, no energy. But the content has been solid. I've had 3 pillars and then I've said this one. Beautifully, I constructed them. I've had, and I'm sure I'm just taking my example, okay? But this applies to everyone. So the presentation might not be appealing, but the content might be exceptional. Or it can be a combination, right? You will know that only when you sit back and think through it very objectively. What was the speech? What was the purpose? How did they go about it? And you will be surprised to find things that you didn't notice when you heard that speech. So there was this, let me give you an example. There was this very senior DTM who had come to our club long back, not taking names. She's an exceptional speaker. She's amazing. She comes on screen. It's a privilege to watch her. Trust me, it's like a masterclass. And we were asked to evaluate her. Now, how do you evaluate someone like that? They wowed you. They come with this aura already, right? But after the speech, when we took time and we thought through, we saw a huge flaw in her story. She had missed basic speech structures. Who would have thought? And then one of the evaluators actually came, a little hesitant, but they said, and they didn't just say it, they substantiated it as to why. And she agreed and she said that she didn't have time to prepare. So even she knew it. You have to understand the aura of the speaker or the absence of it can actually mar our evaluation. So you need to take time and think objectively. Sit back, think. And they might have, maybe they have an accent, but they have excellent story there. They have a very strong conviction there. They have something really great going on in this speech. The construction might be crazy good. You don't want to miss out. So just stressing on why it is important to analyze. Now, this analysis that you do for a contest or in an evaluation is what elevates your evaluation. This is what is going to make yours better than anyone else who's doing it. Taking time to think through that speech objectively, starting what happened, through it what happened, ending what happened. And as you're listening to it, jot it down if you need. You're going to have ample points. You're going to have ample points. Trust me. Now, after you do all of this, so this is before, right? We've collected the requirement, the purpose. We've heard them. We've analyzed. We've formulated. And then you come to the speech. Okay, no, I heard this. Okay, we've had several evaluation workshops and everybody recommends do 2 recos, do 1 reco, do 2 recommendation, do 1 recommendation. I'll tell you what, for lack of better word, to hell with it. Do what you think is right. The idea is to help the speaker. And you take a call as to how best you can help the speaker. That is all that matters there. There are at least 7 methods that I know of to give evaluation. You can do the sandwich method. You can do the pendulum method. You can do the what I feel, what I hear, what I see is also another method a lot of people do. I heard this, I saw this, I felt this. And then they summarize and they finish. That is another method. I stick to the basics. I'm a very basic person. So I stick to very basic things. And I say 2 commendations, 1 or 2 recommendations, I summarize and I close. That is all is needed. Honestly, if you're able to nail these with the right points, you're through. So this is the basics we've covered, right? Any method you can experiment, go on to YouTube and just figure out. There are so many methods of doing. There are some great videos. I think Farzi has one video on different kinds of evaluations. So many are there. Figure out, see it, which one you like, experiment and see what works for you. Try different things. Sometimes some things might work better. You can use it. Like in a speech, which is very hard for you to say evaluate. You feel that person is way above your level to evaluate, which can happen, which is a good thing to happen. Then talk about what you saw, what you hear, what you felt. It's a very honest attempt of saying, I saw this, I felt this, I hear this. And then summarize it. And then you can give recommendations and summarize it, right? It works there. So use these methods, these techniques. There is no one suits all or one is the best. There is really no formula, honestly, in my humble opinion, but do what is right for the speaker in the best way you can. That is the only goal. End of story. But one thing, as I'm saying that is, keep in mind who this speaker is. Someone very new. You don't want to give them 2-3 recommendations and 1 commendation, right? So that common sense we can bring in there and say, you know what? I'm going to make you feel good by giving you 2 commendations, but I'm going to put you to task so that you become a better speaker tomorrow, and I'm going to give you recommendations as well. So give it in a nice way. Normally what is said, what people feel good about is having equal number. If it's new and you feel there are many areas to work on, give few. The rest you can give in writing, right? So this is the idea. Now let's get to the during your speech. You've decided how you're going to give. From that column, what you've done is you'll have a plethora of material there. You don't have to speak all the content. This is a trap a lot of us fall into, because I found such great points, like I'm so good at analyzing and I want to show it off. Nothing wrong. We're humans. We all want to show off. I want to show off too. You actually try to squeeze in several points and you go fada, 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 fada. Not needed. Choose top 2 commendations and then top 2 recos, or 3 commendations, 1 recommendation, to up to you. Choose it. I generally circle it so that I'm not confused. And when you're speaking, before the speech, one more thing is you have to figure out which one before the speech, not during the speech. Otherwise, you'll do that rushing through all of it. You'll get confused. You'll forget what you want to say. There will not be any clarity and it'll look like you haven't analyzed well. So figure out which ones you want to speak about and go with just that. I write it down normally and then I write down what are the points I want to just tell them if I have time. Otherwise, I just circle them, like I put a big circle around those points and I look at it and I say, evaluation, you can look at your notes. Even speech, you can actually. But evaluation, you can look at your notes, which is totally fine, even in the contests you're given. But just that, don't take too much time to read through it. Just glance. So you should know which points you want to speak about. Now you're ready for your evaluation. You come on stage. So someone was telling me today that everybody says, make it a speech, but these are points. How the hell do I make it a speech? It just sounds like I have to tell you what is great about yours and what is not. How do I make it a speech? One thing I want to tell you, okay, this is a no-brainer. Everybody knows it. Start on a positive note. Now, I know you're going to hear people tell you that don't waste time in little things. Yes, it is true. Don't waste time in saying, oh, wow, what a wonderful speech. This is Toastmasters made my day. They say don't waste your time. I also say don't waste your time. However, I strongly recommend you start with a positive note, which is brief, but start with a positive note. You're telling them, you know what? I want you to improve. I'm coming here. Give them that confidence and continue to keep that confidence till the end. Start with a positive note. Now, if you don't know what to start with, this is where your preparation is going to come in. It's not that evaluation doesn't need preparation. It needs a lot of preparation. We're going to come to that in just a bit. Where exactly, I'll tell you. One area is, how are you going to open your speech, your evaluation? Wow, what a speech is done to death. Try something else. You want to say, today, listening to your speech, Toastmaster Renu, was quite an eye-opener for me. And I'll tell you where. Start with the commendation. Connect it to your recommendation. Something in the recommendation, like maybe the story took you back to to your childhood. It took me back to your childhood, but don't go into it right away. You know, people will say, it took me to a childhood. I went back to the days I went to my grandmother's house. No. Don't go there. That's a trap. It took me back to a childhood of my summer vacations, and these are and then get into the recommendations after that. Don't waste your time, right?
I think there's a technical, some network problem at her end. Let's wait for a minute or two. In the meantime, Toastmaster Priya, if you would like to take up. I think she dropped out only. Toastmaster Priya, would you like to take up?
Jaspreet, do we continue with the meeting?
So if you have some
or-
activities at hand, let's go ahead with the theme. Once she's there, she'll resume.
I think she's not yet joined, right?
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. If you have any activities to be done later.
Yes, please. We
Yeah, so
can
let's
we
do
can
that.
quickly move back. I know it's a digression back into the fun-filled part of it, but since Aparna Raja, she will come back, I am very optimistic, and we can continue with the remaining part of an interesting and very engaging session. Personally, I always felt that giving the speech was the most difficult part of a Toastmaster meeting, where we had to do so much of preparation and, come there on stage, whether virtual or live, and, deliver the speech. But after listening to her, I feel there's so much that goes into the evaluation part. And yes, now I'm, coming to understand that evaluation is also a speech. So it is so much of preparation that an evaluator requires, and hats off to all the evaluators. I really know how much you all must be getting into each speech of the speaker to evaluate, and hats off to each one of the evaluators for the kind of role you all play. It's tremendous. I mean,
Toastmaster
today
Priya,
I'm
I'm
getting to
back.
feel it.
Sorry, I'm back. Sorry
So,
to interrupt. I'm back. Can I proceed? Can you hear
yes,
me?
please.
Yes,
Yes, please.
Yes.
I think it's the range. I'm not sure. My Wi-Fi went off, so I'll be on my phone. So yeah, I'm not able to see anyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, wow. All right, great. Okay, so we'll just get back to where I left off, which was primarily, I think, figuring out what you want to speak about, right? Jaspreet, I will need a little prompt from you from time to time to say yes or something like that. Okay, so that I know I'm available. Okay, okay. So you've figured out what are the points you want to speak about, and you've come in. It is your speech. Now, when you're there in your speech, you have your notes written down. When you're going to be giving it the recommendations or the commendations, oftentimes what happens is we tell people, you did this great. Your vocal variety was wonderful. We never tell them why. Wonderful. Where was it wonderful? Why should I know that? Unless I know it, how will I hold to it? Right? Similarly to recommendations, we tell them, please work on your body language. Your hand gestures were not coming out clearly, not enough. Now, this is something I'm going to talk about a little bit more in depth. Giving actionable items is imperative. This is a whole lot of homework for all of us. In fact, I have like a diary wherein I write what are the actionables people can work on, because most of us have very similar actionables. I'll give you these examples. For example, we say, your message did not come through very clearly, right? You told a message in the starting, you told us one in the ending, which is very often seen in people who are doing level 2, level 3. What do I do about it? Please tell me that. So, as a speaker, you should be able to tell them that, give them actionable items. You can tell them things like, you know what? A speech, first you write the middle, and then do the introduction and the conclusion. That way, you hold to it. A lot of us have problem speech development. This is called speech development. It's a big part of your speech writing, which is developing the speech. How does a speech develop? You actually write the middle or the message or the top 3 points you want to speak about, the story you want to write about. All of that is actually written down and figured first. The introduction and the conclusion come at last. So tell them that. Tell them that. Right? If you are giving a comment, give them this very pinpointed feedback of how to improve. This is a game changer. Everyone who wins evaluation contest or everyone who's considered a great evaluator does this. Now, why is this a lot of homework for us? You have to first figure out this. You have to first know this. So write down what are the usual pitfalls people fall in and figure out what can be the actionables for it. I'll give you some more. Clarity of speech is often an issue, right? Clarity of message and speech is often an issue. Then you think in those few minutes when you're thinking, why was there an issue with the clarity? Did they not follow a sequence? Did they not go through an order of, I'm terribly sorry. My network is acting up. Jaspreet, can you hear me? Just give me a thumbs up. I'll take it right away.
You're audible. If required, you can
Okay.
switch off the camera, Aparna, if that makes the thing better.
Yeah,
Because
I think I'll do that for a bit.
Yeah, because otherwise you're audible enough.
Okay. So clarity of message is often something we tell people. The message was not clear. Why wasn't it clear? Then you tell them simple. Stick to one message. If they are someone who's struggling with speech writing and not able to bring their thoughts together, tell them, stick to one message. Stick to one point you want to tell us. Something like, keep going, life will throw a lot of hurdles, keep going. Stick to one, rather than saying you have to overcome no matter what. People tend to bring in similar messages often. You and I have also done that. Very similar messages, we bring it together. So the feedback should be here that whatever is that one message, write it down clearly in 10, 12 words, 1 sentence, 2 sentences, whatever. Write it down clearly and stick to that. And say that same wording of message every single time. Stick to one version of that message. This is the actionable you'll give them. Now, I want to throw a quick exercise to you guys, right? You all will be able to do it, trust me. I want you all to tell me a very common, okay, I'll do this. I'll tell you all something. And you tell me what can be one actionable feedback that you can give. Let us start with Smruti. You want to take it?
Yeah, sure.
So let us say nervousness is often seen. What can be one actionable feedback, 1 or 2 actionable feedback that you can give them?
Okay. One, I can recollect like 2 or 3. Let me try. First, I will suggest that
Go with
often,
one.
okay.
Often with nervousness comes for when we try to spotlight ourselves. I'm talking about a virtual meeting. We try to, when we are spotlighted, sometimes we look at ourselves, our gesture, and we feel more nervous. Or sometimes we go to the gallery mode and we see a lot of people, a lot of expressions, and we tend to lose our track. So it's a very small yet impactful thing. If you find that's making you more nervous, switch to the second gear and try to avoid that part. Try to focus on your content and deliver the speech. I might offer this suggestion.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That's actually very practically possible, right? For the immediately next speech, that person can do it. And that's how an actionable feedback should be, rather than just saying, just keep practicing. Of course, practice is primary for nervousness. Along with that, give them these little actionable feedback so that they feel they've moved at least 0.1, if not much, 0.1. Trust me, these are the people who will come back and make the next speeches. In fact, there is a statistics which says that a lot of Toastmasters fall off at level 3. Most of them do not proceed after level 3 because the basics and all of these haven't been resolved. Nervousness hasn't been resolved. Writing has not been resolved, and all of that. They just feel overwhelmed after level 3 because there is a pressure of performance. So if you make them feel that they are moving ahead with every little evaluation by these little things, they will. You're actually supporting them to keep continuing the journey. So renewal season should be a cakewalk like it is at the Gabbys, but I'm just generally saying, right? Most of us want to stay back and do it, but we don't know how. This is how we make them do it. Okay. Sunil, what do you think we can suggest for nervousness? Anything else? Actionable.
I would say that nervousness is common and everyone has on the stage. You are not alone, but we can get rid of it by showing up ourselves on the stage, you know, as many times as possible. This is the only way to get rid of nervousness, and I did so. I did in this manner.
Very nice, very nice. You did two things. You said you're also part of that journey. You've done it before, and so it makes sense. And the other thing is show up every single time. You're basically reaffirming it for them that they have to show up. And I think that's a great word of encouragement. You're basically motivating them, which is also another good way of helping them move ahead. Great. Okay, then let's do another thing. Who else wants to go? Let us see. Just give. There's no right answer, wrong answer here. We have. I see Rahul. Rahul, do you want to go? Let us say someone is struggling with writing their speech. What do you think can help them? An actionable feedback.
Okay. If somebody's struggling with writing a speech, my feedback would be that just write what comes to you and which is relatable to you and a story you resonate with.
Exactly.
So you can show to people that it comes from within and it's not something you have forced yourself. And whatever feedback you take it and apply it next. And don't be too harsh on yourself because we just improve with each speeches. That would be my feedback.
Wonderful, wonderful, Rahul. This is one of the points that we often forget. Stick to something you know. You really don't have to dazzle anyone here. Stick to a story you know very well. So, if you see people often struggle in the start, but when they get into a flow, they're doing it well because they know the story. So stick to something you know, which is good, along with motivation works. Another thing you can do for structuring is that because we have a strong mentor thing here, you can always tell them that you can always get in touch with your mentor or, actually ChatGPT is not a bad idea, but I don't recommend the entire speech on ChatGPT, but take inspiration from there. Why not? Construction, get feedback from there, put in that speech, ask them for a feedback or go to your mentor, ask the feedback. Things like that, more actionable. Sticking to what you know is the best thing, followed by go to someone who knows how to write it better than you. And if you're someone who's in the place of knowing who writes it better, you can actually tell them, we have this particular person. You can always get in touch with them. It's an immediate thing, right? You're actually giving them help. This can happen in a club, of course, not in a contest or a club that you're not aware of. But these are things you can easily do. This is how you're making it easier for them, showing them that it's possible to work. We see you, we hear you, you're not alone here, and we can help you. So those are the actionable tips. Now, what I will suggest to each one of you is that, the time is yellow. write down the most common things like what we just spoke. There is nervousness. And oh yeah, one more thing I want to mention. See guys, when we give recommendation, we hear people giving evaluation day in and day out in many meetings. And if you hear something and we feel it's right, we shouldn't simply be giving it back to people. What I mean by that is gestures. We often tell people who are doing level 1 who's new, it makes no sense. The fact that they're making speech is important. Secondly, you tell them don't use your notes. Please understand that using notes is actually a good thing. It's recommended when you're starting off. If you see, our path is built in such a way that level 1 is where you're mastering your fundamentals, right? What do you do in level 2? You figure out your style. That's what Toastmasters says. But in truth, what happens in level 2, figuring out your style happens in level 2 and level 3. It takes a little while for a lot of us. Just because you're doing communication, leadership, and mentorship, you're not figuring out your style completely. Although that is because you have to try it out a few times, right? So normally till level 3, they figure out their style. Till this level, till at least 2, it is really okay for them to use notes. It totally is. And most of them by level 3, when they are comfortable, they know how they want to go about. They know what is their style. Once they figure that out, they wouldn't need something like notes. Now, if you feel that they've gotten into the bad habit of using it again and again, what you can do is give them other things like put in post-its. They don't know how to remember things. Tell them use PPTs instead. Choose topics which are more PPT oriented so that you can, you have an anchor to look into and give speeches. So figure that out. Don't just go and give them feedback that we regularly do. Just because we give feedback, don't do that. Don't give feedbacks people are normally giving. Think why this person did it and give that feedback, right? If they're sitting and giving this speech also, don't simply say stand up and give. I know standing up and giving is a better thing. Maybe that day, I tell this time and again, maybe that day they're not feeling very well. Maybe that day they're way too nervous. So you don't tell them stand up and give. Instead, you tell them, now I'm not sure why you sat down and you gave, but if it is possible for you to stand, just know that when you stand, your movement, your hand movements are easier. But if you feel that person is doing fabulous sitting down, don't even bother commenting about it. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. So don't give these feedbacks blindly. Understand why it should not be done or why it should be done, and only then give it to them. Don't hear these evaluations people are giving and just give it blindly. That's all I'm trying to say. Please give it only if it makes sense. And that is why this actionable becomes very important. Now, what you can do now is, one, if you really want to improve your evaluation, I maintain this little sheet. Okay, I have books. If you see, I keep writing. All these important things, like most common feedback. If someone is missing out on the structure, someone's language is not great, I actually write down what can be an actionable thing for them under it. I actually write those things. And if you see, the pattern repeats. It always repeats and all of us fall in that. If you can do this, then it's just a matter of finding out a better way of doing things. That's all. It's just, I have to find a better way of doing it. The more you are growing as a speaker, you're going to find better ways of doing it and you're going to recommend it to your people you're evaluating. Do you get the connect? So as you grow as a speaker, your ability to evaluate will grow exponentially. And this is pivotal. So analysis will grow. Everything grows. Now, if you're a speaker who's able to do very good 5 to 7 minute speech, then you probably have all the tools needed to do a very good evaluation too. It doesn't mean when someone says, I used to say this, that I can do 5 to 7, I can't do evaluation. Then what a fool I was. Because in reality, one is not possible without the other. So don't hesitate. Whatever you are as a speaker today, you're basically helping the other person come up at least to your level. And that's not hard, right? You're just helping them come to your level, wherever you are. You're the highest level, lowest level, you're just helping them come to that level. If it's someone above you, you're telling your 2 cents. Simple, as an audience. That is all. So this is all as your evaluation, honestly. But to really elevate, I'm going to iterate what I said. To elevate, please do the before work properly. Understand, analyze the speech. Be very objective about it. During the speech, irrespective of what you're choosing, it has to be clear. Stick to few messages and give it out clearly with very, very clear actionables. And finally, summarize. And finally, don't forget to summarize the speech. Summary is basically to recollect what you've said all through, right? Summarize your speech and you finish it. And all through, keep a positive note. And don't forget, the evaluation is not just for the speaker, it is for you as well. To grow as a speaker, to grow as a thinker, and in the process, helping the speaker. Simple as that. So keep it positive, keep it healthy, and grow together. With that, we've come to the end. I just have one last part. I have the red card. So what do you do after your evaluation is done? If it is a club evaluation, go back, give the evaluation form, think through all that you couldn't mention there in the speech. Please write it down and share it with them. They need to know. If needed, most often they come back and they say, why did you say this? You can explain it to them. And you, for yourself, you can update that sheet that you're holding on to on actionables. What can you do to action on it? You will fly as an evaluator. Trust me, do this now. By the next season of evaluation, you will be a class apart. And I wouldn't be surprised if you all win contests like left, right, and center. So this is all there is to it. If you want to grow as a speaker and an evaluator, follow these 3 steps and for sure you're going to fly. With that, we've come to the end of my session. And I've withheld a few points because I think there will be questions on that. So if you ask me, I will be happy to share. Did I bore you all to death or did I make you all think? Depends on the questions you're going to ask me.
Aparna, I have a question for you. So
Rahul,
whenever,
tell me, Rahul.
So whenever I evaluate, I have this issue where I kind of forget the things, even though I'm writing it down, I kind of forget the things what they say before. So at times, when you remember the entire speech, it feels like you can understand the entire story, right? But I have a problem where I write on the points at the moment, but when I go back to recollect it, I kind of forget things. So is there a way, like apart from just writing it down, like how do you like remember the entire speech? Since you're evaluating, you're very keen on catching points, right? On what can be improved and what are good and bad of it.
Okay. So writing down is obviously the most important thing. So what I normally do is the facts I forget. So I write down the facts. Then there is like beyond that, if you're forgetting, then you just have to do more evaluation is what I will say. You're probably getting swayed away. See, what is happening is oftentimes when you're listening to speeches, some idea that the speaker will tell, you're probably forgetting and you're getting into your own stream of thought. That's the only way you're getting distracted. Is that right, Rahul? Maybe that's why you're not listening.
Sometimes, yeah, but not always.
Yeah, no, it happens to everyone. It used to happen a lot to me. I used to be a terrible listener. This is only through very, very consciously listening to them, listen to them again and again. And I normally put the speaker on the huge view so that I'm not visible. I get distracted by my face. So I just listen to them keenly and I write down. And this, what I feel, what I hear, what I see will help you with that. You can try that method and see. That might help you. And little practice. Practice only. You have to listen because there's nothing more you can do. This is a question of active listening and we all have to improve, right? So this is clearly an area of improvement for you. So I will say do more and more. Listen carefully. And then you will see what is happening. And also you can, in retrospect, think why you're not able to recollect what's happening. And then work on that. We can actually speak a little bit more about it if you want help. Do an evaluation and then come back to me. We can talk. So when that's happening, figure out why it's happening. Come back to me and we'll figure out what's happening. I can probably help you.
Sure, that works then. Thank you.
Yeah? Yeah, no worries. Anyone else?
Yes, Gaurav, you can start.
Thank you. Thank you, Aparna, for the wonderful insights. I really liked the way you explained things. And my question is, I'll be representing my area at the division level in the evaluation contest. Could you give me any tips that I should keep in mind while I'm preparing for the contest? Thank you.
Okay. Know the rules left, right, center. Go through the evaluation judgment, the judge, what is that? The evaluation form, the judging criteria, you have to know it left, right, center, Gaurav, if you don't know it already. You know, right? Analysis is there, recommendation, analysis, technique, and summation. Those are the 4 segments under which there are other things. You need to know what is analytical quality, what is recommendation, what do they mean by recommendation? It has to be positive, specific, and helpful. And in technique, they see you have to be sympathetic, sensitive, and motivation. These are things I didn't know when I went to my contest. You have to be sensitive and positive. These are things you'll have to bring it in. Then what I will do is I technically go back to your previous evaluations and see if these are there. If it's not there or you don't know, go work on it. That's all. Just ensure all of this is there. And practice it. Go and do evaluation in other clubs. By now, you should be doing a lot of evaluations in other clubs. You're representing, you have time. So just go ahead and start doing evaluation everywhere. Come back and see what is happening. Ask someone to judge you. Have another person to evaluate you. Come back and do it. That's all. Nothing really different about this preparation. Just according to judging criteria, you'll have to ensure all of that is there.
Sure. Thank you very much.
We have one more
No
hand
worries.
raised. DK, you can ask your question.
Yeah, hi, Aparna.
Hi,
I think
DK.
you already covered the answer, I believe, in the previous question also, but just to reiterate, because I understand, I mean, is there any kind of pattern other than the evaluation form, like while noting down the evaluation for the speaker as a evaluator? So some box, let's say we are using the CRC approach, right? Like that, do we also have sort of box that we can just put over there some sort of that notes or something which we can be able to elaborate while giving the feedback? Because the form says a little bit different, but I knew few people, they might be noting down because I want to understand the way of noting down the highlights or as per the CRC. So is there some sort of pattern we could be able to use while evaluating someone?
If you're doing CRC, it's a sandwich method, essentially. So there is, I only know the methods I follow, which is positive, negative, and those three things I do. And I have my other friends, pretty much most of them do it the same way. I don't know anyone who does it any differently, but if you're able to figure out something which works better for you, do it. Okay. Like it's just noting down at the end of the day. And you see, so that's what I said. If you're going to the contest, practice now. You're going to be writing this method down and then you're going to go evaluate. After you come back, you see if it worked for you or not, or if you actually ended up missing points. You got to figure this out. This part, figuring out, is there because whatever I'm telling is working for me might not work for you. You really have to go figure it out. This is just giving you an idea of how it is done. The problem, however, is if you don't have a method at all. Like, I just write down. That is dangerous. Have some method. Whatever that method, have some method. I've seen that most people, by the time they go to division and district, all of us are almost at the same level. Okay, we just few things aage piche, there'll be a difference, and that's how they win. If it's a good lot. So it just comes down to these little things. What's better method, if you ask me? I think plus, positive, minus, and what I feel, what I hear. These two are the best thing that's worked out best for me. Is there any other technique? Maybe it is. I'm not aware of. So talk to more people, find out, try. That's all we can do.
Sure. Thank you so much.
No worries, but practice a lot, DK. That's the only way you're going to have an edge over others.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll take one last question, Aparna. That is Usha V. Usha V, you can ask your question.
Thank you so much. Thank you, TM Aparna, for all of those amazing insights. I had a doubt again in the context of contests and when it happens. So I'm actually stuck between saying points that are blatantly evident that, okay, you didn't use the stage enough or your body language was so and so, and actually giving points that might be a little too deep or might sound like I'm nitpicking whatever they've said. So in a contest, there's some bias towards repeated points because there are a lot of contestants, and will the judges feel that, okay, this is something evident, why do people keep repeating it? That's something I struggle with, so that causes me a lot of time when I go on stage. And yeah.
See, first of all, the judges at the division and the district are seasoned speakers, and they know one speech can have only that many points, and everybody will tell the same points, but in their own way. That is what will be different. Okay, everybody is going to do the same point evaluation. Now, let us say this person didn't use the stage and they just sat in one place. It's blatantly evident. You have to take a call whether you want to call it out or not. Sometimes I don't tell what is blatantly evident. I don't, because I know the others have said it. However, at other point in time, if I'm telling that, I will ensure the reason, the actionable that I'm giving for it is very unique. Okay, if you're giving something very blatant, make sure the actionable you're giving is very unique. This will help you stand out. Same point, but said in a different way. I'll tell you how. What I do is, the speaker I was evaluating in district, she was a very good speaker. She didn't use the stage, or something with the stage she didn't do right. So what I did is, now my strength is body language. Okay, I played to my strength, and I actually showed her how she could have done it better. I showed her. I said, throwing the bag like that. She instead said, I threw the bag on the floor and I started wailing or something. I said, there was no body language. I said, you could have used the stage. It's a huge stage. You could have showed, throw the bag, gone there, something like that. I showed the actionable very clearly. And the feedback I got is it stood up. So giving a blatant point, ensure the why and the how is very, very, very high quality. If you don't have something like that, I will say go for something unique. Nitpicking and all, you leave it. Chalega. Matlab, nitpicking, don't nitpick, but go for something that will truly add value to the speech. Stick to those points. So that is what I'll say. If something blatantly evident, unless you have something supremely high quality in terms of actionable on how and why, I wouldn't go for it. But that's just me. But if you feel no, for the speech it was important, then tell them, but see how you want to tell them. Otherwise, you can go for something unique. No problem at all. No problem. But what I'll tell you, what from experience I have seen, that when you generally have a high quality, exceptional, actionable item, anyone will believe you. If you're right, which I think you will believe, and they will buy your speech. They will buy your speech. You're telling them how. What more? These speeches win. So take the speeches of all the district champions. Unfortunately, we don't put it out, but go and see the other speeches that you have, the good speeches. You see that they will all stand out there. In the how is where you win your contest, because at that level, we all know what, why, everything. It is in the how people will win as you go ahead. Okay. So you tell the how, work on your how. That's all.
Okay. That helps. Thank you so much.
No worries, Usha. All the best.
Thank you.
All right. With that, we come to the end of...
Thank you so much, DTM Aparna, for that very, very wonderful session. As I said, when you went off line for a brief while, I said till now, people like me who have just started their journey in Toastmasters always felt delivering a speech was the toughest part. But I think there's so much that goes into being a wonderful evaluator. And I totally agree with you that if we as speakers get evaluation in a positive way, in a healthy way, it gives us confidence to keep moving ahead. And as a new joinee, all I can say is that with mentors and, distinguished speakers and personalities like you, we get so much of inputs which are healthy, encouraging, and it is definitely possible for us to grow. I really thank you so much for these beautiful insights, and we all are going to benefit from this whenever we start our journey as evaluators. Thank you so much. And if there's anybody else in the audience who has questions for DTM Aparna Raja, please put it in the chat box. We'll have her answer them and get back to you later. Sorry, there's a shortage of time. Thank you so much for a wonderful session, Aparna. It was so good to hear all those insights from you. Really appreciate. A big round of applause for DTM Aparna Raja for this wonderful session. Now we can, timer, do we have any buffer for a quick break of 1 or 2 minutes?
Yes, let's go ahead with a 2-3 minutes break.
Okay, so we'll be back in another 2 minutes. It's 8:14 now. At 8:16, we'll get back. Do come back. We have a lot of fun activities and an exciting table topic session just after the break. See you in a bit.
Thank you, everyone.
Welcome back. We are back from our short break. And after that very inspiring, engaging, and insightful session about how we can elevate ourselves as evaluators and become better speakers. We now move on to the fun-filled segment. We need to unwind and relax again with so much of information that we've just got. I know, again, we've got a little uptight. So let's, loosen ourselves, lighten our mood. April Fool's Day has just gone by, as I mentioned, and it is a day when there are so many tricks and pranks that we all play, or we have been a part of those kind of pranks. But it's such a wonderful way which, boosts our mood. It helps us to relax. It gives us beautiful memories with our loved ones, and also helps us to de-stress, break the monotony of our everyday life. Whilst we all have memories that we can share on April Fool's Day, I'll just share a couple of fun facts, which I'm sure many of us wouldn't know about April Fool's Day. There are some pranks that people play which are related to tricks, but have you heard of, April Fool being played in form of yummy treats? For example, you pick up a cupcake, which is, you think it's a vanilla cupcake, but actually there is sour cream inside it. Or you have decided to go to have your breakfast cereal thinking that it would be a sugary cereal, but you'll end up tasting salt in it. So even these are funny tricks that are played by people to, kind of bring in the April Fool's mood. And it's celebrated all over the world. So in different countries, there are some traditions. For example, in Ireland, there is a tradition called Send the Fool Further. In this, there is a letter which is, circulated from one person to another saying that this is a very important letter, please deliver it to so-and-so. And when it is rushed to the next person, the person opens the letter, all it says is, send this to another fool. So that's how the tradition of Send the Fool Further came. Not only this, there are many companies who pitch in for the April Fool's Day. They have these pranks which are played. For example, in the 1960s, the Swedish TV in Sweden, they played a prank where they said, if you place nylon stockings on a black and white TV, in those days we had only black and white TV. So if you placed a nylon stocking on black and white TV screens, what happened was it would become a colored screen. And they did it with so much of conviction and, some kind of testimonials that people believed, and they actually tried doing it. And it was one of the best April Fool's trick that people in Sweden remember even much later. So these are the kind of, tricks that people, countries, and, even companies play. I'm sure we all have that in us, and we have all experienced it. So before we move on to the exciting table topic segment, I would just like one or two of you all to share some beautiful memory of your April Fool's Day. Okay, I can see hands raised. Would Toastmaster Elios like to share a memory of his very briefly, please?
Actually, I volunteered for the table topic, but I have a lot of April Fool experience. If I tell it, maybe it will be like 30 minutes. Well, it's April Fool. Just kidding. So yeah, back to you. Yeah, Priya. I'm done. That's my April Fool, actually.
That was indeed a very witty way of sharing your April Fool's memory. The next one, I'll take one more only due to shortage of time. I can see Toastmaster Iram. Toastmaster Iram, would you like to share something?
Share something regarding the April Fool?
Yes.
Let me think. You can consider another one later on.
Okay. Anybody from the audience?
Yes, I would like to say, can I go?
Who's that? Sorry, I didn't get you.
It's Prasang.
Yes, Prasang, please go ahead. What is your
Okay,
April Fool's Day memory?
yeah, this is from my school days, and actually, this was played by our teachers. So, I mean, we were not aware about the April Fool and that tomorrow is April Fool, and he had said that no, tomorrow is going to be your exam. I'm going to take a test. So everybody is prepared. Everybody has brought some that white paper to write the answers, and everybody was ready. So when in my school, when they used to conduct the exams, they will call all the students outside and make you sit in the row, keeping some distance, and then they will give you the question papers. But we were sitting there and we were waiting for the question paper, and then he announced that, oh, it's April Fool. I mean, so that's the one of the memory I have. And I mean, we had done a lot of preparation for the exams, but that was a fun. Yeah, that's all.
Sorry, there was a network glitch. Yeah, so we will proceed further now with the most exciting part of today's session, the second most exciting part, and that is the table topic segment. To facilitate the table topics, I invite Toastmaster, table topic master for the day, that's Toastmaster Sree Lakshmi. Toastmaster Sree Lakshmi carries over 14 years of professional experience in finance and tech consulting projects and has built her career as a project management professional. She's excited to take her first role as a Toastmaster at Gabbys. Apart from work, she enjoys solo traveling and discovering new places. Over to you, Toastmaster Sree Lakshmi.
Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Priya Singh, for this quick introduction. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Welcome you all to today's topic table session. So, table topics enables its member to develop the skills of impromptu speaking. It also helps the member to quickly organize and express your thoughts. You can think of the table topics as a mini speech, which has got an opening, a body, and a conclusion. So, during the session, I'll be inviting both members and guests to attempt for the table topics. Now, moving over to the time guidelines, each speaker will be having 1 to 2 minutes of time, and the timer would actually help me with the cue cards. So, the green card will be shown at 1 minute, the yellow card will be shown at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red card will be shown at 2 minutes. Each speaker will also have 30 seconds of grace time to wrap up your speech. So, I can also see some volunteers. So, I would go with Amrita. Would you like to attempt the first topic?
Yes, sure.
Is laughter the best medicine? Is laughter the best medicine? And would you like to come on video? That will be, glad to see you too.
I'm really sorry, I'm not able to switch on my camera. Can I
Sure, please
coordinate
go
with
ahead.
that?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Feb 2022, I started my journey of Toastmaster. And then I gave my first speech, which is a icebreaker speech. And my husband was there. And we are a Toastmaster, which support and we encourage each other. Everyone was there and tell me, Amruta, you are so lucky. Your husband is here to support you. Let me clear here. He was there to check my grammar. He's a grammarian for life. When I met him for the first time, I was trying to impress him, but with every sentence, he corrected me. But now I look back and realize we laugh at those things. And yes, laughter is a great, biggest medicine. I must say that. Sometimes you feel it humiliating or embarrassing when your friend corrected you or your parents corrected you in front of guest or someone else's. But when you look back and realize, you laugh at those moments because you were so naive on that moment. And if you are suffering from some stress or a rough day, and suddenly some funny joke pops up or someone tell you uh, something funny that makes your day into a good itself. Maybe you are not the one who going to do something better, but someone is going to do it for you. So I think you should be grateful when someone laughs at you or someone make you laugh, because laughter makes you stress free at the end of the day. That's my take on this. Back to Sri Lakshmi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amrita, for that interesting take. I can very well resonate to it because laughter is sometimes the best medicine to get out of any situation that we are in. I know Ilios has actually been raised his hand for quite a long time. Ilios, would you like to take the next topic?
Okay, can I?
Got it. I've got a simulation for you. Convince a friend to smile. Convince a friend to smile.
Oh, is that question or a challenge?
That's the simulation for you.
Oh. Oh, wait. Yeah, stop it. Smile, pretty. Hello, everybody. Come on, bring on your best smile. Oh, maybe you cannot smile because there is something wrong with your teeth. Yeah, maybe something is missing there in your teeth. Oh, come on. If you have perfect smile, perfect teeth, show it to me. Well, if you haven't tried your best to smile, no worries. I'm not your dentist. I'm your clown. So let me put on my red nose, my green wig, and let me entertain you. Are you ready? Tickle, 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 tickle. Oh, ready. So, first question. What is something that people love but they hate in the same time? What it is? It is clown. Yes, when I was a child, I really afraid of clown because I have been traumatized by clown. The clown is doing certain movement, certain acts that make me want to laugh but cry in the same time. And growing adult, I feel like I'm the clown itself, that I need to entertain people. But deep inside, I'm crying right now because nobody is laughing. Well, that's how I feel every time I see people try their best. They are doing their best. They achieve a lot of things. And me here just being like their supporter. Go, Smruti, go. Jaspreet, go. Like that. But I'm just here to cheer you there. So ladies and gentlemen, go Toastmasters. Smile pretty. Hee hee hee. Back to you. Three.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ilios, for that wonderful expressions, which actually added a lot of weightage to the topic itself. Toastmaster Seema, would you like to go ahead with the next topic? Seema, might be you're talking and you're currently on mute. Okay, maybe we'll go ahead with the next person. Gurudit, Toastmaster Gurudit, would you like to attempt the next topic?
Yes.
Sure. When was your silliest moment? When was your silliest moment?
Okay. So there have been times when somebody uh, tries to come across a very smart person or tries to oversmart other people. but you don't know when you have crossed the limit, or you don't know when you have done over the past moment. So there was a time when I was trying to uh, do get a certain task completed from a channel partner, a dealer of in my territory. So I was trying to outsmart him in terms of in terms of some numbers. But being new to the situation, he already knew that where I'm going wrong, and he was like, he didn't cut me in between. And towards the end, he was like, okay, these are the things that you have told me, but these are all wrong. And at that time, I felt that this is the silliest moment that I have faced till now, because I had what I had been trying to do was that I was trying to communicate some things to him, that yes, and tried to getting an idea to him that I am the smartest person in the room, not the uh, and he's not the one. But towards the end, it was like I was facing a lot of I. It turned out to be the silliest moment for me, because he outsmarted me with his knowledge. So this was my take on the topic. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gurudev, for attempting this topic. As it is your very first meeting and you actually went ahead and took up a topic, that's a pat on your back. Moving ahead, Toastmaster Ranjini, would you like to take the next topic?
Yeah.
Okay. Best prank you ever played? Best prank you ever played?
Thank you, Table Topic Master. Life is all about happy moments, sad moments, some moments of prank that all keeps us going, right? And life cannot go on a same road, then it becomes boring. So one day, not only me, but my partner in crime, Rekha, both of us together tried a prank on a new joinee. So his name was Shekhar. So he had kept his file on his table. So what did we do? We wanted to test his temperament. So both of us quietly went to his cabin while he went out for a coffee. And we took the file and hid it in another place. And Shekhar came back from his coffee and started searching everywhere. We could see the beads of sweat flowing down his forehead and into the cheeks. And he was asking everyone, "Did you see my file? Did you see my file?" And we were sitting and giggling in one corner of the room. And he came to us, "Ranjini, did you see the file which I have kept there? I have completed. I wanted to give it to the boss." And I, like a goody goody girl, "Oh, no, I did not see any file." "Okay, let me also search along with you." And my friend Rekha and myself, along with him, started searching. And over a period of time, we thought this was it for a new joinee. He should not run away from the company on the same day, right? And finally, we said, "Shekhar, sorry, and here is your file." And then what a relief on his face. And we did burst out laughing. But at the end of the day, we also felt sorry for making him run round the room so many times. But that is a part of the job. And he also took it sportingly. And he is today one of our best friends. And he even digs us time and again, telling, "Oh, Ranjini and Ria, I'm not going to trust you anymore." But that is all fun and part of our life. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ranjini, for attempting that topic and showing the notorious side of you. Let's go ahead with the next topic. Toastmaster Prasang, would you like to take up the next topic?
Yes. Yeah.
Sure. Humor is a leadership skill. Why? Humor is a leadership skill. Why? And if you're comfortable, please to come on video too.
Oh, it's dark, and if I come on video, you're not able to differentiate between my face and background. So I
Okay,
think
got it.
I was
Please
not
go
able
ahead.
to come. Yeah.
Sure.
And coming to the humor, I mean, when you are leading a team of people, and especially people who are adult, matured enough, right? And you want to kind of give somebody a kind of feedback. There's a lot of people who don't take the feedback in the right way. Maybe you go and directly say that you're doing this wrong. You should improve this, right? Maybe they will not take in a better way. They get offended. Maybe they will feel like they become underconfident. But if you are good in humor, you can, I mean, you can deliver the same feedback in a fun way, in a way that is not going to affect the person. Uh, that would make the person laugh, and also the person get the message that, oh, this is coming to me, and this is where I'm lacking. I should be working on more. So I think when you bring the humor in the leadership, you are, I think, well equipped with the way to lead people and give them feedback and make them improve, than going to the people directly and saying that, oh, this is where you're going wrong and you should improve there. Maybe that will not well taken by the lot of people in your team. So yeah, definitely, you can, with humor, you can make the people laugh also and make them improve themselves and make them do things which you want your team to do for you. Yeah, that's all. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Prasang. I very well substantiated, because giving any constructive feedback, I guess if you add a little bit of humor and try to make the other person understand it in a positive approach, I guess that actually adds a lot of value to it. Toastmaster Iram, would you like to take the next topic? Okay, I will. Toastmaster, can you still hear me, Iram? Okay, I'll come back to you. Might be Toastmaster Harish, since you're raising your hand. I'll go ahead with you. I would give a simulation to you. Lighten up a boring meeting. Lighten up a boring meeting.
Okay. Table topic master, you have given me one of the most difficult tasks to lighten up a boring meeting. I would do it in a very simple way. The table topic speaker just before me spoke about humor. To lighten up or to brighten up any meeting or any speech, humor is the best way to do it. Because what happens when you start a meeting with a humor, when you crack some jokes, when you lighten up the meeting by using some words or sentences in lighter vein, that drops the guard between you as a speaker and the audience who have become rigid because of some boring speakers before you. You can do it by doing a self-deprecating humor or humor at someone else's cost. This is the simplest way to brighten up any meeting. Let me give you an example. There was a birthday party of a very senior citizen. And this guy was in his 80s. And every time he used to come and blow up his candles, his denture used to come out. Everyone used to start singing happy birthday to you. And this fellow used to say, whoop, and denture used to come out. And then again, he used to come back, where is denture? And again, try to sing the song and again blow, denture used to come out. And one of his grandsons came and said, Tau, are you going to really sing and blow up the candle, or only are you going to change the cassettes every now and then? And this lightened up the boring birthday party of an elderly gentleman just by humor. Humor is the only way where you can brighten up, lighten up, and make that session lively. Back to you, table topic master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Harish. Yeah, even though it was a tough simulation, you still went ahead and provided a good example for it. Thank you so much. And I guess in the interest of time, we'll be wrapping up the table topic session now. But I would encourage all the speakers to please come back for the upcoming meeting to attempt all the table topic sessions. So before I hand over to the Toastmaster of the day, I would actually just thank all the speakers who came forward and attempted the topics, even though it is simulations or questions. Thank you for all the interesting takes on all the topics provided to you based on the fun theme today, which was laughter and fun. Thank you so much, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sree Lakshmi, for a wonderful table topic session. We are all feeling very light, cheerful, listening to those funny and interesting anecdotes. It has really helped us to elevate our moods further. And now we come to the third segment. We have sorry that there's been a little spillover of the time, and keeping time in check, we'll quickly move to the third and last segment of today's session. We started this meeting with an educational session, which was all about how we can make our evaluation speech very effective, how we can elevate ourselves as well as the speaker whom we are evaluating by giving a lot of thought and preparation into the evaluation. And I am now going to welcome the table topic evaluator for her evaluation of all the table topic speakers. Let's put our hands together for the table topic evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Smruti Sagarika Mohanty. Toastmaster Smruti Sagarika Mohanty is an experienced B2B sales professional, certified soft skills trainer with a decade of industry exposure. Currently pursuing a full-time master's degree in the US, she is a mindful introvert striving to become a profound public speaker. Grateful for the camaraderie of the Toastmasters fraternity, she actively serves as a club mentor, a club coach, and area director across various districts. While continuously learning and growing through her pathway, she also serves as the president of the Gabbys online Toastmasters Club. So over to you. I hand over the virtual stage to you, Toastmaster Smruti, for the evaluations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Priya, for setting the tone here. And I'm quite under pressure, but let's get started with the evaluation. I would request Zoom moderator, if possible, the speaker is available, do spotlight them. The first speaker was Toastmaster Amrita. I will reiterate the topic so that other can benefit from the solution or the recommendation as well. The topic given was, is laughter the best medicine? Amrita, the points which stood out is you opened your speech with a date, character, you built up the entire segment that caught our attention. Whenever there are instances wherein we built a gravity, we built a suspense, we bring intriguity to the opening, it catches audience attention because now people want to know what exactly happened on that particular date. So if this is your forte, please keep it up. The storytelling was profound. One suggestion and a very strong one which I would like to comment here is, let's aim to be more specific in nature. Instances where we said we need to do something, someone will come, someday it will happen. Rather than giving some, let's talk about what exactly. Are we trying to convey that, hey, if life gives you lemon, then make lemonade? This is a more towards specific. If you are saying, hey, tomorrow, if you see a if you find yourself in a difficult situation, let's try humor there. Let's talk about specific. It indeed helps the audience to understand the gravity of your speech. So all the best for the speech, and I'm sure you're gonna level up the humor in your next one. Thank you so much. Moving ahead, we had Toastmaster Ilyas. and he was given the instance to convince a friend to smile. I felt it is quite tricky, but you acted out. You acted out so profoundly, Elias, and that was I don't know why, but I was expecting that he is gonna do something on the screen, and I was mentally prepared for the same, and you did justice to it. The moment you used your entire gesture, even in the limited screen availability, you caught the attention and made people smile to it. So good job, Elias. That's very good. I'll not comment on the structure part, but let me tell you one specific aspect. We did drag a bit the opening part. That was not called for. I understand you were also trying to build in your mind, but I felt it. So let's not make the audience feel that we are dragging. Rather, we can mellow it down by adding some drama to it, or maybe by giving a message to it that hey, this is a tough situation, but I'm trying. Just own it that we are doing something. In that way, we do connect with the audience. We make ourselves more authentic to the script, and the dragging part is definitely taken care of. But all the best for all the future speeches, Toastmaster Ilyas. Moving ahead, we had Toastmaster Gurdeep Singh. The topic was, when was your silliest moment? Again, kudos to Toastmaster Gurdeep for attempting a tricky topic and for the very first time being a member of Toastmaster. It takes courage. You reminded me of my first table topic. I decided to not even come on camera. I decided I'll stay behind the screen and do something with my words, because if I come on camera, I'm going to lose my XYZ. But thank you so much for owning it up, for bringing the courage. You had a story. You explained your journey, and you did mention that what was the silliest moment. Now, let me advise you something. Practice more and more. And while you practice, always try to focus on delivering two things. What did you learn from your experience? Try to put in bullet. I learned A, B. And second, what do you want your audience to learn from you? For example, in your journey, you did learn that sometimes we make a fool of ourselves if we try to dig for someone else. That you learn. Now, what do you want your audience to learn? Do you want them to practice it, or do you want them to avoid this part from their life? If we take these two suggestions and practice more, I'm sure you're going to do wonders. So, all the best for all your future table topic speeches. Moving ahead, we had Toastmaster Rajni. The topic was best prank you ever played. Toastmaster Rajni, you again had a story, a character. You were to the point, specific with your message. You did address the topic. Nowhere in your delivery, I felt that we are diverting. No, you had limited story, limited message, cut to cut. The structure was beautiful. One thing which I'll challenge you here. I challenge you to bring a voice modulation, and when it comes to voice modulation, you gave me a lot of cue. You did mention that did you see the file, your colleague was asking, and I think he was tensed. He was like traumatized for the entire thing. So let me visualize it as an audience, and you can help me visualize it by changing your pitch and tone. You might say, there were many instances. For example, you might say that he came to us and did mention, did you see my file? I'm losing it. Did you see my file somewhere? And you might say that, oh no, I really feel so bad for him. But hey, it's April Fool's Day. Just try to bring a variety, because it will help me to, as an audience, to visualize what exactly happened and what exactly Rajni is trying to demonstrate here. But kudos, and wish you good luck for all your future speeches. Moving ahead, we had Prasang, Toastmaster Prasang. The topic was humor is a leadership skill and why. Good part, Toastmaster Prasang, that you did address indirectly that you do agree with the topic. It was quite subtle in your message. And you also emphasized on why you feel this is important. Let me directly come to the recommendation here, and I have two recommendations for you. One thing is, whenever there is a question of why, try to keep your sentences in bullet rather than having a very long sentence, because by end of your speech, I really want to know, okay, what were the two recommendations did Prasang mention? If you can shorten your sentences, rather use 2-3 words to make one sentence and demonstrate it, it will help us. And second, let's talk story here. You did mention about what I need to learn, but did you use it in your life? Give some anecdote which will bring connectivity for the audience. But I wish you good luck for all your future speeches. speakers. Next up, we had distinguished Toastmaster Harish, and the topic was lighten up a boring meeting, another very impromptu event given to him. He took it very sportively. The thing which stood out is that distinguished Toastmaster Harish, you gave me solution and in bullet points. You did say try X, Y, Z, which will help anyone or anyone in the room to lighten any mood. Second, you also brought a very funny, humorous anecdote to it. I was laughing throughout your entire speech. If I might challenge you here, the very opening where we need to capture the audience attention, you did mention that Toastmaster of the table topic master, it's a very difficult topic which you have given to me. Can we just tweak it with a lot of drama? You might say, lighting up a boring meeting, quite a difficult challenge to maintain, or it's going to be a very tough time for me. But it reminded me of the birthday party which did happen on XYZ date. And then bring your story, bring that transition, bring your story, captivate the audience with a good opening. And yeah, I had a very good message from you, and wish you good luck for all your speeches coming forward. That's a wrap with respect to the speakers, a generic one for everybody. Whenever we are here delivering our speech, always try to remember that what do we want our audience to remember, what's in it for them to come and listen and remember my speech. So do not miss in giving one good message to the audience so that they will remember you and your speech forever. But what a beautiful and humorous speech we had today. So thank you so much. On that note, I give back Toastmaster Priya. The virtual stage is yours. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Smruti, for a detailed yet very crisp evaluation of so many table topic speakers. It was very insightful, and all your suggestions at the end are wonderful, which we'll all keep in mind so that we can become better table topic speakers. Thank you so much. And I would like to check with the timer, Toastmaster Sanjana, if we have any disqualifications today.
Is my screen visible?
Not yet.
Okay, 1 second. Actually, there are 2 disqualifications, but if you include the timings, and I don't think there will be a problem.
That is we do give a 30 seconds grace. So if that is the case, then both of them qualify. Toastmaster Sanjana. Till 2 minutes, 30 seconds, we are allowed to, the speakers are qualified in table topics. So in that way, all the speakers qualify then for the polls. I would request the Zoom moderator to please launch the polls. Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjana, for sharing the timer's report. So while we wait for the polls to be launched, I would request all the participants and the audience to please do participate in the polls and vote for your best speakers and role takers. If we move further, whilst the polls are going on, I would really take this opportunity to, since we've been speaking a lot about fun and laughter, I would like to recite a small part of a sonnet which I came across, which is on laughter. And that is, if we can laugh, our heartaches disappear. Our minds become freed of tensions and stress. If we make others laugh, they lose their fear and become dear, starting to us caress. Laughter is good for both young and old. Laughter can turn a foe into a friend. Laughter can help forget our woes, be bold. Laughter can bring to grief an early end. Then laugh and be merry whenever you can, for that's the way to live life better, man. With that, I thank all the participants, the speakers, for a lovely session today, which was a mix of education, learnings, and at the same time, there was so much of laughter, so much of smile, and so much of rejuvenation. I would request you all to complete the poll, and I'll hand over the virtual stage to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Jaspreet.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Priya Singh. A big round of applause for her for conducting the entire session so very beautifully. So today I'm reminded of this one very wonderful thing by Oscar Wilde. Life is too important to be taken seriously. Life is too important to be taken seriously. And today, throughout the meeting, you reiterated that fact. So before we go on further, I would want Gurdeep to again come up on camera and tell us how his experience has been today in this meeting. Gurdeep, a quick 30 seconds for you.
Okay, so experience till now has been very great, and I hope that in the coming also I'll be able to experience same and improvise on my communication skills.
You were very much participative
It
today.
was
Yes. Yes, yes, please.
so, yes, it was very uh, it was a very great opportunity to listen to the main speaker, and I was like taken aback by her way of expressing the evaluation part. I didn't knew that evaluation also takes that much effort. I just thought that it was just like we have to go and evaluate the other person. And the table topic part was also like it was also experience a new thing here that simulations are also a part of the table topics. So that was my experience for today.
Thank you very much for sharing that with us. We have DK also in the room. DK, can you please come up and give your feedback, a quick 30 seconds feedback. Where are you from? And how was your experience?
Yeah, hi. Thank you so much for giving the opportunity. Though I joined a little late today, somehow I missed the initial session also, but it was great to be part of this Gabbys online meetings always. I'm basically from the offline Toastmaster club that we call EDTM, East Delhi Toastmaster Club. I'm serving as a president over there, but I'm trying to be join the online meetings wherever I'm getting the opportunities, time permits me, and it's always to be, that feel value, feel, that as a, learning in a every manner, let's say the speakers, evaluations, table topics, however it is being differently conducting over here. And of course, the people getting the opportunity to speak different topics also. So happy to be part of the online meetings. Thank you so much. Looking forward.
Thank you for this feedback and looking forward to having you again and again over here. And we have Pavitra also over here. Pavitra, a quick 30 seconds feedback. Are you there, Pavitra? All right, I'll move on to DTM Harish. DTM Harish, it's great to hear from you when you have to share something. A quick 30 seconds feedback on the meeting.
Hi. My 30-second feedback would be I had a heavy dose of tonic today. Laughter, indeed, is best medicine, and I had enough today. It was a wonderful session. Always enjoy Gabby's sessions. Keep it up.
Thank you so much, DTM Harish. We also enjoy when you people come because the meeting becomes really great to have insights from people like you. All right, thank you so very much. Fine, now again, one of Gabby's traditions of presenting the woes and the vows of the meeting. Now, the biggest woe today can be seen right now also, black screens. And throughout the educational session, when I counted, only 4 screens and at times only 3 screens were on. And when I say 4 or 3, that time I was counting the educational speaker also. Then at times her screen froze or she went off camera due to a reason but 3 to 4. So when we are there for an educational session, we owe this to the other person. When we are speaking, we don't want others to be off camera. So we need to do that for the speaker who's there. Now, the room was almost full at the peak point, and now the attendance has dipped. So all those who are listening in the recording, or all those whose friends, fellow Toastmasters were here, please spread a message. It's a good thing to be there at the end, because we would also want to listen from you. We would want a feedback from you, or whatever till the end is being discussed. We would want you to take that also as the message, or at least be here to clap for the winners. That's really very important. And just one thing, again, I'll put it in the XCOM groups as well. The documents related to the meetings, they need to follow the timelines. They have to follow the timelines. There is nothing, where we can go relaxed on that, because we need to understand there are new role takers, new Toastmasters, visiting Toastmasters who are taking up the roles. So we have to have things ready for them, so that the meeting happens seamlessly. There is no rush here and there, no chaos happening. Now, the vows. The educational session was awesome. Even though the educational speaker faced some technical glitch, or I would say network problem, but she bounced back, whether on phone, on camera, without camera, the energy did not go down. Whatever body language, whatever vocal variety, whatever expressions she wanted to bring, she was able to bring that. She said, I like doing all this, all the drama. So we could see that drama through her voice as well. We could feel that. So that is one very great thing. The speaker infused us with the same energy that she had. Then another good thing, beautiful table topics, wonderful table topics. And another thing was, all right. So another thing was the audience eagerly wanting to participate. And then starting off, they were not getting stuck. They were speaking. And the best was our new Toastmaster, Gurdat Singh, also being a brave heart, taking the topic, opting for it, and doing it till the end. So this is what is the Toastmaster spirit. And one more thing, all the role takers were very diligent. We were running out of time, or the speaker dropped, or whatever happened, everybody was on their toes, which is again something very commendable. So this is what, public speaking, leadership, and most important, team spirit. The meeting is happening here, many things are happening at the back end. So the meeting happens in a very smooth flow, is what is a learning experience for all of us here. And now the results. So here go the result. Now the best table topic speaker. The best, do we have her here? Yes, the best table topic speaker, Ranjani Rao. So you people need to take care of your files and your documents when she is around. If it goes missing, you know whom to catch hold of. And the favorite role taker. Who else can it be when we have Toastmasters Smruti as the TTE? So, and obviously, the chat box says it all, that you did a great job. People are thankful to you for evaluating them. So this was a great meeting. Thanks to the Toastmaster of the day. Thanks to the Sergeant at Arms. Even he faced a glitch at the beginning, but still he managed to be there well in time to take up his role. Toastmaster Sunil, thank you very much for that. And thank you everybody who stayed on till the end to give a kind of motivation to all those who were there. Otherwise, it doesn't look good if only the role takers are sitting here and talking and everybody else has gone. So thank you very much, everybody, for being here till the end of the meeting. And next meeting will happen on Saturday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon IST. That will be a hybrid meeting. People in Bangalore can attend it offline, and the others can attend it over here in the same Zoom. So until then, goodbye, take care, good night, good morning, different time zones people are from. So have a wonderful time ahead. Thank you very much, everybody.